Tesla recently informed Germany's Federal Ministry of Economics and the Brandenburg Ministry of Economics that it would be building its 4680 battery plant and recycling facility in the Gigafactory Berlin complex without the assistance of the government. As a result, the company has effectively withdrawn its application for state funding, which was valued at $1.28 billion. That's a staggering amount to decline. Watch the video ahead to find out why. Hello guys, welcome to another exciting video from eMotion. In this video today, we take a look at why Tesla declined $1.28 billion from the German government. But before we get down to the details, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification icon to never miss a video from us. That said, let's begin. The European Union approved a plan in January to provide government subsidies for projects such as Tesla's battery factory in Berlin. Tesla was not the only company to receive funding. Other companies that stated that they would be producing electric vehicle batteries, such as BMW, were also approved. According to estimates, a final decision will be made by the end of the year. Tesla has not stated why it decided to withdraw its application for state funding for its 4680 battery facility, although CEO Elon Musk stated on Twitter that it was in line with the company's views. Tesla has always believed that all subsidies should be phased out, including the massive subsidies for oil and gas. For some reason, governments do not want to do that, Musk observed. A Tesla spokesperson also commented on the company's revised funding plans for the 4680 battery plant at Gigafactory Berlin. Tesla has notified the Federal Ministry of Economics and the Ministry of Economics of Brandenburg that it's withdrawing its IPCEI application for state funding for the Berlin battery factory. A Tesla spokesperson said that Tesla, on the other hand, is sticking to its plans for the battery and recycling factory at the Gigafactory Berlin Brandenburg. According to recent footage and observations from the Berlin electric vehicle company, Gigafactory Berlin is almost ready to begin initial production of the Made in Germany Model Y. However, the facility is still bogged down in red tape while the company waits for final approval. Things are, however, still moving forward, as the most recent round of online consultations for the public to express their opposition to the facility was recently completed. The 4680s will almost certainly be used in Tesla vehicles, and CAT-L's LFP batteries will almost certainly be used in the interim despite their higher costs. It simply makes sense because the energy density is appropriate for vehicles, and because the units are stationary, energy density is obviously unimportant when it comes to battery storage. However, as you may recall from the Q3 earnings call, we were told that vehicles with 4680 batteries would be delivered in Q1. The Model Y will undoubtedly be available in Texas, despite the fact that it has not been officially stated. Oh, and maybe a few semi-trucks if the rumors are true. The Model Y, on the other hand, is the only vehicle produced in the new factory. If you're interested in other fascinating things about Tesla, then make sure to check out our video on why Tesla's new nanotech battery will be worth trillions. You can go check this out after the video. Texas are already operational. They will most likely start with the 4680 batteries that Tesla has been producing at Kato Road. Yes, Berlin is expected to produce 250 gigawatt-hours of 4680 batteries per year, according to reports. That's over 4 million cars per year with 60 kilowatt-hour batteries, which maybe all these cars will ever require. However, we can clearly see that Texas will also have 4680 battery lines. What if Texas produces more batteries than Berlin does? After all, who knows? It's always exciting to think about some of these options. But bear with me, we're just going to summarize everything for you because we think it's important. Model Y with 4680 battery cells will be produced by Tesla. It has a die-cast front and back as well as a structural battery pack. Last September on Battery Day, I had a dream like this. Everything that was said on Battery Day is coming true. Battery Day is still underappreciated today. In fact, we don't believe it has yet been factored into the stock price. Not in any significant way, especially given the upcoming impact of the 4680 batteries on this company. These batteries are expected to increase vehicle margins by 10% and operating income by 10%, resulting in a 60% increase in revenue over today's levels. All of this is essentially accounted for in EBIT. Naturally, this means that all Tesla vehicles will be equipped with 4680 batteries. Sure, we're die-hard fans. Tesla fans understand the significance of 4680 batteries for the company, not just in terms of increased profit margins, but also in terms of battery ramping. However, when the numbers are crunched, it becomes unbelievable. And some of you don't believe me. It has nothing to do with faith though. It's just some basic math. Sure, the end result means that Tesla's already insane margins are now even more insane. That isn't to say it isn't true. We mostly just follow the math in this channel, and I try to keep my opinions and feelings to a minimum. In the end, we're down to around $55 per kilowatt hour at the pack level, versus around $150 for the 2170 batteries at around $100 for Cat Alice LFP batteries, which is a significant difference. Because they have a higher energy density, they're also lighter, which means they require fewer batteries. Tesla has reached a tipping point and will continue to do so. Handling, performance, and price are all affected, unlike other EVs which must continue to pack their vehicles with more and more batteries in order to achieve the desired range. Aside from scalability, the 4680 Model Y, according to Elon, will be the best car in the world as well as the best-selling car in the world. It'll be an outstanding car because of the weight reduction achieved through advanced batteries, a structural battery pack, and front and rear die-cast, as well as the safety handling and performance. This is a completely new Tesla vehicle generation. It may still have the Model Y badge and appear to be a Model Y, but it's a Tesla vehicle with Tesla batteries, not a Model Y. The demand will be uncontrollable. Tesla may only use the 4680 batteries in Texas to produce long-range and high-performance models. At the current run rate of K-to-road, which is around 10 gigawatt-hour, Texas could likely produce nearly 20,000 Model Ys per month, and it'll arrive just in time for the EV tax credit. Yes, we don't see why Tesla should offer the Model Y with a standard range in Texas just yet. Not until their production lines can make cars faster than they can make batteries, and Elon claims that ramping up takes longer than building the factory. However, as previously stated, if they're expanding their 4680 battery production lines in Texas, that is a huge deal. Wow, it seems like I'm always saying big deal, crazy, or insane things about Tesla, but they are because there's no other way to describe what this company does. On the other hand, having the confidence and faith in their 4680 production lines to see them set up in Texas is a big deal. Finally, Tesla has taken control of their own battery production, at least with their own technology, as opposed to working with Panasonic and Giga Nevada to manufacture the 2170 batteries. The market, we believe, will have to react to this. Sure, the market will be pleased that Texas is now open for business, but seeing Model Ys with front and rear die-casts, as well as structural 4680 batteries, is believing. When Elon first told us what they had accomplished with their batteries in September of last year, it may have seemed like a pipe dream, but many of us believed him. The market didn't seem to mind. They were more interested in whether the car would last 1 million miles before deteriorating, which it will. The media didn't believe Elon when he first started talking about the 1,000,000-mile battery because it sounded too good to be true. Batteries had a bad reputation for deterioration in the past. Nonetheless, we saw old Model S's with hundreds of thousands of miles on the clock that were still running within a short period of time. So keep in mind that despite being less expensive, more energy dense, and faster to manufacture, these batteries will last a long time. And these aren't the batteries that will be used in the compact Tesla. LFP batteries will be used instead, which has a 2 million-mile battery according to reports. Tesla had built a massive battery factory in Nevada, or at least a third of it, before realizing it wasn't scalable. Despite the fact that it follows the same path as traditional automobiles. Yes, they've been following Tesla for a decade or so. That, I'm sure, will work out well for them. In other words, traditional automakers will have to spend a lot more money to achieve far less than Tesla. However, having some market share may be sufficient for them. It all depends on how much market share Tesla decides to leave for everyone else. However, as we've seen, EVs can be extremely profitable, and based on the market's valuation, it appears to agree with Rivian. Panasonic will, however, inevitably transfer the 4680 batteries to the Nevada facility, and Tesla will undoubtedly assist Panasonic in getting the same chemistry, table design, and dry battery electrodes to work there as well. Thanks to the dry battery electrodes that they achieved with the help of their acquisition of Maxwell Technologies, Tesla now requires about 1/10 of the footprint to produce the same number of batteries. Tesla is on the verge of delivering on its battery day promises, which will be visible in the vehicles. That brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such exciting content and updates. See you in the next one.